Hey, Internet, Eric here. Well, a couple days before Christmas, as of this recording, I figured why not talk about a Christmas film? And I'm going to talk about one that is actually a request this year from Judith. You know who you are. Judith actually wanted me to, because they're getting into the Ernest movies with their family, and they wanted me to talk Ernest Saves Christmas. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This came out in 1988. It is the second, I believe, of the Ernest movies. I've talked about Scared Stupid before, um, but if you don't know who Ernest is, Ernest was this lovable idiot, okay? And he is just like this everyday man who gets caught up in over the top situations. You know what I mean? Likable guy. And in this, he is a cab driver, a taxi cab driver, and he comes across a lovable old man who claims he is Santa Claus. And you find out he really is Santa Claus. And apparently, when this person is selected to be Santa Claus, they have a certain amount of years to have to do it. You know, bringing presents from the North Pole to boys and girls all across the world. Yada yada yada. Well, now this Santa Claus's time is up, and he's looking for his replacement. The replacement is a man named Joe, who is I guess you would say he's the host of some children's television show, kind of like Mr. Rogers. And what happens is they have to have Joe replace Santa by a certain time, or else Christmas is over. And of course, with the help of our lovable idiot Ernest and a teen runaway, I think her name is Harmony Star, hilarity ensues. I think this is, like I said, this is the second Ernest film right after he goes to camp. Absolutely love this one. Jim Varney as, again, I call him the lovable idiot Ernest. He's so charming in this role. As dumb as shit as Ernest is, he's so likable and charming that you want this man to succeed. And that is what's so great about him. He's a know it all at times, or he thinks he's a know it all. He's always screwing stuff up, but you always are rooting for him. And that's what's great about Jim Varney. He's got a charisma that it doesn't matter how stupid he is, you're rooting for him. And that's what's great. The other characters in this, I mean, they aren't that memorable in my opinion. We got Chuck and Bobby, who are in most of the other movies. They are the head of like the package department, I guess, at the I don't know if it's the post office or whatever. And they have this constant running gag throughout the movie where they're trying to figure out what's in these fragile packages, crates. You find out it's reindeer, so it's a bunch of sight gags, Chuck freaking out, them putting up umbrellas once the reindeer come out and they're walking on the ceiling. So little jokes like that. Girl who plays Harmony Star, she's fine. She looks like a live action Punky Brewster to me, but she's just there to be bratty when she needs to be bratty and dramatic when she needs to be dramatic. She's okay. Guy who plays Joe, he's okay. The elves, they're okay. However, this has probably got one of the best Santa Clauses that I've ever seen. And it's mainly, first off, the fucker looks just like Santa Claus. He's how you would imagine Santa Claus being. He's not overly fat. He's kind of short. He's not a midget, but he's like shorter than me. I'm 6 foot. And it's his voice. And it's the guy who does the voice for the Sultan in the Aladdin movies. In the original like cartoons. The TV show, the one with Robin Williams and stuff like that. And it's just his voice. His voice is just so gentle and lovable, and you really want to just go up and give this old man a hug. And he's so great in every single scene he's in, whether he's in prison because was it his he goes to prison for punching a dude, and then or he's going into prison because they think he's a homeless man who's lost. One of the two. And it's a funny sequence where Ernest, he impersonates somebody, and he has harmony, not melody, harmony, impersonate somebody so they can break him out of prison. But he's so lovable even when he punches a dude. He's so lovable when he knows bad things are happening. And like I love how when he shows up to tell Joe, and he's on this movie set, and he finds out that the movie's called Christmas Sleigh, and it's not sleigh like riding a sleigh. It's sleigh as in sleigh, like the horror movie. He gets so mad that he punches the producer. And this little lovable old man, you still like him when he punches the shit out of a guy. And him and Ernest have such great chemistry. And even when they're not technically on screen together, they steal the movie when they're together. Another scene where Ernest has to do another impression is where Ernest has to sneak Santa onto the movie set, and Ernest pretends to be like a snake wrangler, and he has Santa in the back of his pickup truck under a tarp with a rattle, a baby rattle, pretend to be a rattlesnake, and Ernest is just talking about how dangerous the snakes are, and he rustles up the tarp and stuff like that. He sounds just like, if you've ever seen the bit where he his stand up bit where he's talking about the guy who had the son named Mistake. Same character, and it's fucking hilarious. But Jim Varney and this man who plays Santa, doesn't say the names, no, of the Santa guy, but so good. Like I said, my favorite Santa that I can think of, ever, other than Bill Goldberg from Santa's Sleigh, but totally different Santa Claus. And a lot of this is goofy gags. Like I said, Chuck and Bobby trying to hide from the reindeer. I love how eventually Ernest takes charge of Santa's sleigh, and he is just going back and forth, almost getting hit by airplanes, this and that, not knowing how to do the brakes, not knowing how to slow down, and he's just really crazy. You had the two little elves in the background losing their shit, screaming off the top of their lungs. It's really funny. And I really like how this movie also has a message, because eventually Harmony wants to run away. She finds out Santa's real. She finds his sack full of presents, and she goes to the bus stop. She's going to run away and stuff like that. And then she realizes what she's doing is wrong. And I think she sees someone telling somebody that Santa isn't real. And that's where she realizes, you know what I'm doing is wrong. I need to help this guy. Go help Ernest. Blah blah blah. So there's some good morals in this movie. And another slapstick thing is that I really like is I think this is the only movie where we see Vern, air quotes, see Vern. And if you don't know who Vern is, Vern was, well, when Ernest started, he was like a pitch man for different products, sour cream, mellow yellow soda, stuff like that. And he's talking to the camera, who is his neighbor Vern. And here he goes over to Vern's house, and it's just him talking into the camera, and Harmony's there just being goofy. And he's trying to, set up the Christmas tree and this and that. And he does the whole shtick about, the light's not working. So he works the electrical, and he's pulling out the cord. You've seen it on like Looney Tunes or the Flintstones or something, where the cord goes all the way up against the wall and is pulling out all the drywall. And Ernest is so stupid, he doesn't realize what he's doing wrong. He thinks he's helping. So there's so much. When Ernest isn't driving the taxi cab is funny. Funny movie, slapstick, lots of heart to it in certain scenes. I do like the scene where Joe, spoilers, the movie came out in '88, and you knew how it was going to end. I like the scene where Joe finally accepts being Santa Claus, and you see how proud he is to, no pun intended, take the reins and go deliver presents. So funny movie, great family film. Like Scared Stupid, I've discussed that before. Like I said, there's some childish humor with boogers and shit like that. Um, Lots of slapstick stuff in Goes to Jail and Goes to Camp. This one, as goofy as it is probably the most air quotes mature of the Ernest films, and I love it mainly because of the relationship between Ernest and Harmony, him trying to put her on the right path, Ernest and Santa, Jim Varney in general. Lots of fun, and if you are a fan of Ernest and you haven't seen this, highly recommend it. Probably my favorite Jim Varney performance. Like I said, my favorite Santa. And that's it. All right, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Judith, I hope this discussion was up to your par, or however you would say that. I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwezi Kwanzaa, whatever that other joke is, when Krusty the Clown's saying. Be safe, don't be stupid, don't be like me. Cheers, everybody, and most likely see you next year. Maybe. We'll see. I might have a Bloody Sunday the day after Christmas. We'll see. Might be Christmas related. Again. Cheers. And I don't know how to stop this. My fucking phone. Here we go.